All right, well, good morning. Saturday. What is this? The 7th of October? And I'm just getting started. Sun's up. It's about 36 degrees, so I am in gloves. I've got my fleece vest on. I have full base layers on over my arms and my legs. And we're just gonna do this today. This is similar to the temperatures that it was when I ran my half marathon, the Rock the Parkway, back in April, I think that was. It was in the spring. The forecast, let's pick it up here. Forecast for next Saturday, we're 1 week out from the race. Looks beautiful. I think the high is gonna be in the low 70s, like 72. And so it should be warmer than this when the race starts. But for today, this is certainly a big change, considering most of my training has been super hot. My first few videos, were in the 80s when I was finishing my run. So this is definitely a big change. Take a look at this beautiful fall that we're having. We've got leaves on the ground. People are putting pumpkins out. We went to the pumpkin patch last weekend. It was their opening day, which was a lot of fun. So I'm just doing 10 miles today. I'm in what kind of refer to, Brandon's got a friend named Fritz who's running a marathon today, in fact, in Chicago. Good luck, Fritz. Probably running it right now. But he calls this last week, this taper, kind of the last 2 weeks, he calls it Taper Town. So we're tapering back our mileage, and certainly my training this past week was a little bit lighter. And then this coming week, headed into the race, it's significantly less mileage, so that we can kind of have fresh legs for the big event. So I'm looking forward to that. This has been a really big commitment. Just only doing 2 miles today, or 10 miles, 2 hours, feels like a pretty big break, considering some of my runs that I've been doing have been 4-hour runs. And that's reminds me of something that Brandy and I were talking about this morning. Is just I haven't really quite practiced fueling for 5 hours yet. So today I'm carrying gel on me and some hydration, just 1 liter. Feels really light. But for the race, I have a 3-liter pack. I probably don't need to carry that because between the cooler temperatures and the fact that they'll have water stations, really 2 full liters should get me through the whole race, or at least get me through 4 hours. And then I could take advantage of water stations. But I don't know, I'm kind of weird. I like to be self-sustaining if I can, or not need to rely on those water stations, but I'll try and practice that this week. I also haven't really fueled through 5 hours, so I'm considering taking my Perpetuum that I usually use and just kind of doubling the strength of it, making it a thicker recipe. And I have a Hydro Flask that I carry, soft flask, and it's 500 mils. I usually do half. I do 2, I can't remember, 2 to 3 scoops in it. I think I do 2 scoops. But maybe I need to switch that up and go with 4 scoops in there, and that would be more concentrated. So I may practice with that a little bit during the week and just see if I can handle that flavor, and kind of go from there. So we're just warming up here in the beginning. It's definitely cold. Car windows are kind of frosted over. We had a frost warning last night. I don't think it got below freezing, but definitely a change in temperature. So I'll check back in with you maybe after an hour or so has gone by and see how your week has been and fill you in a little bit on mine. It's been a good week, and we'll just visit a little bit more while enjoying this beautiful sunrise. The sun's up and it's just got that beautiful golden hour look right now. So hope you enjoy. Don't hit me. Modern art. That's Sarco car. This is where they're building the new tunnel that goes underneath 87th Street at Sarco. Obviously the sidewalk is out right now, but it goes from this side over into the trail system. I'm going to take that trail system, I think, on the way back. So I just want to see the pretty leaves and fall area. Well, it looks like construction's coming along. I'm 5 miles in, just turning around at 95th and Lackman. 95th is also Prairie Star Parkway when you get out west in Lenexa. And I'm trying to slow down. I really am running too fast again in this shorter distance with only doing 10 miles, but I kind of just get in the zone and not really thinking about my pace. And next thing I know, I'm at 10.5 mile pace, and you know, my goal is 12-minute mile pace, and that especially in cooler temperatures like this feels really slow. It's really short strides. I kind of refer to it as the marathon shuffle. It's kind of shuffle stepping, but I'll be in big trouble, I think, next week if I start out too fast. And it's a pretty hilly course, and you know, it'll be my farthest distance ever because I've trained up to almost 23 miles, but I haven't done the full 26 yet. And I'm not really that concerned about my time. Like, I'm not, if I finish around 5 hours, I'm gonna be really pleased, a little under, a little over. But if I burn out because I start running my half marathon pace and then can't finish, or just end up having to walk the last couple of miles, I'll be really disappointed in that.
So I need to just remind myself to slow down. See, even right now I'm at 11:35 and I'm just chilling, you know, talking everything. So training this week was pretty good. Had a couple of 5-mile recovery runs, and I did a 7-mile tempo run, and that was about it. The training in the fall is really tough. Once school starts and activities start, you know, I've talked about George has soccer, and our son Angel's been doing an after-school program. It's Monday through Thursday, and we have birthdays. Angel's birthday is in September. We just had Jasmine's this last week. She turned 18. We had a court hearing on her birthday with a petition to apply for guardianship, which was granted. So we're able to still talk to doctors and therapists and things like that on her behalf, and just if she needs some guidance or she gets herself into like a bad financial contract or something like that, we can help her get out of it. So that was good. Brandy's got a birthday coming up. Emily's birthday is, I think, this coming week. It's the day before the race. So September and October are just really busy for our family, which makes it tough to keep up with training. Both my wife and I, you know, work full time, and so it's been a really big commitment, and it hasn't been easy to keep up with it. We've had to be flexible and creative with our schedules, and also manage the weather, which for the most part of this training's been hot. Mostly we've had to deal with heat, but my wife's been doing her long runs on Sunday mornings. I've been doing Saturdays. She was thinking about doing it today, but then it was actually so cool this morning that she decided she was going to try again tomorrow. So having both of us do this training at the same time too is, I mean, it's been good. It's been a challenge and something for us to talk about, learn about together. Figuring out nutrition and hydration. She does totally different stuff than me. She can't stand the like flavors of things like the electrolyte solution that I've got, the powder that I use. Even the melon flavor of it is too much for her, so she goes straight water, and then she's using Perpetuum. She's wearing a running vest, one of those Nathan vests that you see marathoners wearing, and then she's got a couple of soft flasks of Perpetuum that she's just going to use the whole time. She doesn't like gels. She also likes the little hard chews, the little blocks. Who makes those? Cliff Bars make them. Cliff Company. And I used those for my half marathon last spring, but bear with me, we're going uphill here. Whew. Yikes. But I don't like chewing on those hard, they're not hard, they're gummies. But if I'm breathing very hard, I feel like I'm gonna inhale a chunk of it. Whereas at least with a gel, I don't feel as much that way. But she can't stand the gels. And then she's just carrying water in her backpack. And so, you know, just different. Everybody has their own, you know, opinions and preferences, but you kind of have to still accomplish the same goal of keeping yourself hydrated and having some nutrients. So I'm gonna pause for B-roll. This fountain grass is just gorgeous. Okay, so I think I mentioned the weather looks great for next week for the race. I've got a huge event at work that evening, so hopefully I'll be able to walk. It's our big fall festival, and it's got live music and inflatables and face painting, kind of a carnival festival environment. And so not really sure what I'll be doing there yet, if I'm just being hospitality and visiting with folks, or I may take photos or may shoot some video. Haven't quite figured out my role yet, but I'm kind of the utility, person that'll fill in for things that we need. Whew. Be glad to be done with this hill. We're still going up. It's a slow grade. So, how have you been? How's your week been? I'm way behind in posting videos, so maybe I'll get caught up this week before the event. I don't know if I told you how much I love Lenexa where I live, but look at this adorable little bench, and we've got trash, we've got dog bags, we got this cool fountain grass, and it's just so beautiful here. When I run out like in Olathe, I've got that long stretch off College Boulevard, and you just don't see this kind of stuff out there like you do here. Now, Olathe has some nice trails. Don't get me wrong, that GLH system, don't hit me. GLH trail system goes all the way up to Olathe, and that's nice. And Olathe's got some nice parks, but I don't know. I just am very partial to Lenexa. It's where I bought my first house, and it's where I live now. I've lived in Olathe. Olathe is pretty unique because they have all their own utilities. So, like, they have their own trash service and wastewater and all that kind of stuff. So, they're kind of unique in that way, but I don't know. Garmin is located in Olathe as well. So Garmin's hosting this marathon in Kansas City, and their headquarters is in Olathe, Kansas. So that's pretty cool. So I'm just kind of rambling on at this point. I think I'll get back to this here, but hope you've had a good week. I'll check back in with you maybe here when we get done. And I don't know if I'll post anything this week leading into the race, but like I said, if I can just get caught up on my long run videos leading into race week, that'd be a pretty big accomplishment. And I'll check back in with you when we get done here. It's been a really nice morning so far. I am warming up a little bit, but now that my hands are a little bit sweaty inside the gloves, I don't think I want to take them off yet. I think I'm just going to keep everything on. I'm very warm at this point, but I'm not hot. So I think I made the right choice with all of my layers this morning. All right, catch up with you again in a bit. Seventh and Flom. Don't hit me. Okay, 7 miles in. I'm gonna head over into the trail system. I originally planned this to be an out and back, but I really wanna have my last long run video here and in the trail systems because it's just so beautiful right now. The leaves are just falling like light rain in the trails, and trails are getting covered with leaves. And I mean, most of the trees are still green, but there's some that are turning early, and it's just really pretty. So I think I've got plenty of mileage here to make this little veer off into the trail system. Oh. Okay, there are still steps over here. They didn't take those out. See where the sidewalks all come together over there. Looks like maybe a circular area. It's a giant backhoe. Ah, this looks cool. Here's where the tunnel comes out. Okay, it's not too bad. It's dry at least. Oh. Come down on the steps over here. This used to be just filled with trees and debris. Lots of brush. So it's really crazy to see it opened up like this now. Oh, look, there's a sign that says Little Mill Creek Trail. Okay, this is cool. It's like a convergence of trails. Can you walk through it? I'm not gonna do it because I want to keep going the other way, but yeah, look. That's so cool. That's gonna be awesome. And people won't hit me as I'm running through. Well, let's pick it back up here, but this is gonna be beautiful. There's the creek, comes out over there, but this whole area that's dirt right now, this was covered in trees before. Trees and just thick brush and everything. So here's where the creek goes under the road from Sarcopar. Okay, well, this is just really cool. I haven't been down here in quite a while. To tore it up. I've been diverting through the neighborhoods to catch this trail, so really cool to see this. I'm just gonna take my time and enjoy this trail today. I don't know how many more of these long trail runs I'm gonna do. These long runs. I don't know if this will be my only marathon. You know how I love creeks and bridges. I don't know. Am I gonna keep doing these marathons? Am I gonna get crazy and try an ultra marathon? Or maybe I'll keep doing my half in the spring and a full in the fall. I don't know. I also don't really know what I need to do over the winter to kind of maintain. I mean, I've worked so hard to build up my endurance for this race and, strengthen my legs and get my body in shape to be able to do this. So I don't really want to lose all of that. But I also don't think I can keep up this level of training, especially through the winter time. So I don't really know what I'm gonna do. So I'm kind of feeling sentimental this morning because this has been 15 weeks of training. This is the end of week 14 and I don't know what I'm gonna do afterwards. Come on. People give me the strangest looks with the GoPro on my head. That was 83rd Street that we just went under. Yellow trees. Speaking of memories, this intersection, some bittersweet memories from this training. Don't hit me. So this hill right here, the bottom of Mill Creek Elementary School, 79th Street. This is where I would do my 1-minute hill climbs, straight up there. And at one point, I think I did up to 18 at one morning. I took a day morning off of work and did 18 of those. That was really tough training, but I did it. So, hello soccer people. I don't know what league this is, but they look pretty young, pretty little. And Spark's got a playground that George loves. They have a nice bathroom too.
Alright, we'll put it over here on the ground. Good pass.
This is one of my favorite trail system areas. I mean, I love the GLH trail, but this trail system I first discovered probably shortly after I first moved here in this area around 2011. Bought my house January 2011 and had really just started getting into running at that point. My wife Brandy and I were dating, and we spent one summer, actually 1 year, don't remember what year that was, 2012 maybe, and we did a race every month. We decided we did at least one half, we did a 10K, we did several 5Ks, and collected our race shirts and medals and all that stuff. It was a lot of fun. But at that time, we didn't have Angel and Jasmine or George. So, beautiful leaves. But this is one of my favorite areas to jog through. If I got a 4-mile route that I do from my house through here and back. But I usually do like 6-mile runs through here. And just something about these parks. I just feel like Lenexa has done an amazing job with their parks. This could be, I guess we're venturing into Shawnee. Maybe at the T, it turns into Shawnee, I'm not sure. Big cottonwood, which I am allergic to. Sorry about the spitting and the hawking. That's part of racing. But I just have a lot of memories of running through here. A few different routes. But it's definitely one of my favorites to come through. We'll come up on this bridge, which is one of my favorite bridges in the entire city. And I just love the way the creek flows through this area. Like I said, we're getting a lot of leaves. We're a little over 9 miles in at this point as well. But here's that bridge I was talking about. It's a nice bridge to stretch on. There are times when this is fully flowing with water, but lately, look at that giant sycamore. Whew, it's another one. But right now, there's leaves and dirt and rocks. I mean, you can totally see that things have been so dry here. Usually there's water flowing through here. It's a little damp, but I mean, this creek bed is completely dry, which is pretty rare. There's usually some water flowing through here, but we've had a really dry summer. It's been very hot. All right, I'll finish up this last mile, and then that'll be week 14. will be in the books. So thanks for following through with this with me today and putting up with my sentimentalism. But this has been a really kind of life-changing experience for me to train up to this level, to be able to complete something like this. Oh, you know you want to go down to the creek bed. I do too. Here we go. We're taking the trail down to the creek. We don't care about our time today. Watch out for snakes. All right, we're in the creek. Look at this. There's a little standing water over here, but not much. I mean, this usually is full. And the big old sycamore. I mean, this is usually covered in water. A little bit over there. I bet when we come back and look on the map, this will be a low point. Here we go, up. Big tree roots. All right, shall we finish this? I'm just having fun at this point. It's not that often you get to play around down in these creek areas because they're often full of water, so kind of cool. Check out this part of the creek. That'd make a good, what, little fox den if it's dry. But check out, there's some, that's probably some scat from a fox or something. But I mean, look at these huge stones. This is usually a creek. Giant stone that's just makes the bed of this creek. I know, I have a thing for creeks. The moss. This would be a little waterfall under normal circumstances. And I just love all the houses that are along this trail as well. Okay, that's 10. Let's turn it off. Turn off my watch. Can turn off the GoPro. No need to be a hero and run all the way in. I got, I'm about a quarter mile from home. I'm not even out of breath. I mean, I realized I was just walking in the creek, but this 10 miles went by so quickly. This old windmill. Do you think that's original? Looks pretty old and rusty to me. Maybe this was all a farm at one point in time with this creek coming through here. I really appreciate those of you that have kind of followed along in this journey. I started out with an old GoPro Hero 5 and didn't know if I'd be able to document any of this or not. And then I broke that one and I upgraded to this Hero 10, started using it, and then eventually got this replacement Hero 9. So now I'm running with this 2-camera setup, and I've just learned a lot. So
It's been quite an experience of learning about the environment, the temperatures, keeping myself hydrated, which I've done a terrible job today of. I need to, this cooler temperature, I feel like it's harder to drink water when it's cool like this. One more bridge with no water flowing out from underneath it. This one's got concrete and rock, so it looks a little bit man-made. But I've learned a lot, and I hope that I'm able to keep up with this distance running. I enjoy it. I like the time that I get to myself, the time to kind of meditate and think. And I feel like it's been really good for me health-wise. My resting heart rate lately has been like in the 40s, 48, 49. Before I started running again, around the pandemic time, I mean, it was in the 70s, and I found myself anxious and worried. So I feel like it's been really good for my health and for my mental health as well. We talked about that, so I hope I keep it up. But you know, when you don't have one of these races on the calendar, you don't necessarily have something that forces you to get out of bed in the morning to go get up and run when it's cold or rainy or whatnot. When you know you've got a race coming up, it just gives you more motivation. So I'll likely do the Rock the Parkway again in the half marathon in the spring. But I don't know what I'll do. Let's see how I do next week and what kind of commitment level I want to keep making to this. So here we are back home. Thanks so much for sticking with me today. Hopefully I'll get some stuff posted this week, and definitely be documenting the race next Saturday. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch up with you next week.